Oh yeah, Adam Sandler. He did these. You know what it's about. Lepic mean face t-shirt. He knows where it's at, and you know what? He's one of the good ones. Ethnically driven PR accidents aside, Adam Sandler has a vast career of basically playing Adam Sandler, except for those times that he doesn't. He's a Phantom of the Opera-esque wigger who doesn't take no shit from no man. He's got his own production company, signs off on his own stuff. Say what you want about the man, but I haven't seen him do any espresso commercials.
Don't mind if I do!
Of all the Adam Sandler films I've had to sit my gamer ass down to watch, the one that alludes to me most is Uncut Gems. If I was this guy. But I'm not that guy. I'm actually this guy.
Does it come with directions? Not necessary. Just point. Click.
Before the video starts, actually I have a sponsor here. Terry's Tires. Terry's Tires Tire Shop has an array of deals and sales on tires. They didn't really send me. Terry, if you're listening to this, thank you for the sponsor. I'm sorry you're seeing the views and subscribers. I may have crunched some of the numbers, but it was just a bad miscrunch on my part. My bad. I hope we're good, Terry, really, because the sponsors really help. Ladies and gentlemen, walk with me here. Adam Sandler, Kate Beckinsale, Christopher Walken, and David Hasselhoff comedy vehicle about a remote. A remote that can control your life. You can pause in real time, see through your past in clear, pristine, high-definition DVD quality. But here's the twist.
The Adam Sandler character abuses his newfound power and trips up on himself, and his misguidance leads him to learn a lesson about devaluing supporting his societal duties to instead focus on the stability and love of family life.
So, what do you think?
Who are you? What is it? Ah, gentlemen. You seem to have forgotten the best part. I have a bomb. This ain't your mama's video essay. Pay attention, bozo. Click came out in 2006, a year of great prosper for us LEGO Star Wars gamers. The film follows Michael Newman, the subject of some of my most advanced research post-academically, as I was spending time in my own life doing wondrous things in the big city, like becoming highly addicted to Chinese bingo places, being homeless, and punching Brazilian men. I read up on these weird little rectangles called books. While most of these so-called books I was occupying my time with couldn't touch a candle to the true vanguard of culture, the Western literary canon. I found these two little indie classics named The Bible and Faust. Well, there were certain parallels to the books that I kept finding. I couldn't step back from what was being schizophrenically induced into my subconscious by three-letter organizations through my attic window, directly to my frontal lobe. Because of this, I changed my script at least 4 times. A friend even sent me a script for a click video to help out the cause. And then my 2015 Lenovo laptop committed seppuku in terms of running a Russian-cracked Adobe Premiere 21. So I worked in my real life. I grinded in my very real life to get a good PC, just to present this video to my ever so gracious king. I hope you appreciate it, my fine sirs. Newman is a run-of-the-mill architect in his run-of-the-mill home, but he doesn't have it all. He can't afford to bless his family with luxurious gifts of bicycles and whatever you buy a wife, whatever you would buy a... His boss hammers on him constantly and overworks him with the promise of a promotion. Michael's real goal. His promotion gets him more money, more gifts, more happy family. Yay, yay, Michael, you did it, you're so awesome, haha. To live the life I was meant to live. But he's not awesome, because his neighbor bought his kid a cool dog thing just so Michael can keep getting boned left, right and center. He comes home after a dog shit day at the office, giving his family luxurious gifts, because it was insinuated that he'd get a promotion, but he never gets it. Oh, and he comes home and he has to cancel his kid's camping trip after so much planning. Okay, cool. So he's just gonna return the bikes and Yep, the remote isn't working. After all the bullshit Michael has to deal with at work, he can't even sit at peace and watch the TV, because his Taiwanese remote doesn't even connect to the TV. There's so many remotes for everything. Fuck this. Michael wanders into this late night Bed Bath & Beyond, only to lead himself into the beyond. Christopher Walken, the mysterious employee in the Beyond, shows Michael this universal remote that will solve all of his problems. After a while, Michael realizes that this isn't some ordinary remote. It's a Wiimote that pauses, skips, and rewinds his life. Or in layman's terms, it's a device that controls his surroundings, essentially fusing a metallic contraption that induces bath salt-like symptoms of perception with the prop gun from Gary's mod, allowing for full control of all temporal and metaphysical aspects of his own life.
If it were me, I wouldn't have used such a device for such selfish means.
Now look, I know what some of you may be thinking right now.
Hell no! Trash ass nigga!
Hey, this isn't a proper review of Click. You're just rambling, Wolf. You're looking at the film too intently, Wolf. The suit store called, and they're running out of— Oh yeah? Well, the jerk store called!
I love Hitachi.
The first half of Click really doesn't do much to distance itself from its contemporaries, but as the story progresses and Michael starts slowly tripping up with this newfound technology, Click descends into Michael losing control of his life, as the remote makes certain decisions based on his preferences that he can't stop. Michael chooses to automatically skip the most mundane aspects of his life, being forced into living some sort of Family Guy Funniest Moments compilation. In doing this, he leaves behind a fugue state version of himself to live through on autopilot. He doesn't really give a shit about all that noise. He wants all the big picture stuff. Skipping ahead family dinners, boring arguments with women, New York City underground tunnel digging, all forgetting to that ultimate gratification, the big promotion. Like many classics, it involves a risque intrigue in casting choices, where the boss man, white boys, be playing brothers. Frank Caracci's Click has parallels to Capra's It's a Wonderful Life and shades of Deuce Bigalow to induce this fine setting of mid-range quality living room sets. Set in the time of the 2000s, the beginning of the end of what will be known as Western civilization. Back on films like Midnight Cowboy and Saturday Night Fever to reflect on these pieces that reflect a specific time and place, you're gonna find that over time, they capture what living in those dingy New York streets felt like. Trying to make it in a world that was smaller than you and your children could ever know. The internet changed that, and with it came a time of interconnectivity that ever accelerates the cultural knowledge and passing down of information that has slowly molded an entire race of people into understanding and knowing the same cultural references. The individuality of these cultures seeping into an ever closer future of a tribe finding a Starbucks in what was known as Sudan. I feel like you can use Click as one of these fragments of the rat race of the 21st century. The constant juggle between working for air conditioning and V-Bucks, just for the TV remote to stop working.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite saying. That's my favorite saying.
I have a great respect for the people that made this, because I know I would never make a film like this. You either go all the way in on one side, or steer into schlock comedy. It's not that there aren't comedy films with serious elements to them, but no other one of these has made me cry at a man clicking a button on a remote. It's hard to see people not really appreciated in their times, but with a film like this, it seems even harder. You're not really meant to talk about or analyze a film like this. You won't find 6-hour Grown-Ups 2 analysis videos. It's easy to make videos about Rashomon or Apocalypse Now, because there's already a plethora of essays and dissections about them. But with Click, there's an air of embarrassment with taking something like this as if it were a real film. It hits a lot of boxes, and while I wouldn't argue that its mise-en-scène has a particular forte within the Hollywood system of the first decade of this century, but I would argue that the tit gun from the SpongeBob SquarePants movie looking like a Doom sprite deserves its place etched into the history of cinema. Not many films reflect on the need for overcoming the rat race and learning to love your family. I mean, there are, but not like this one. Even within the mass fabrication of Hollywood, there's still glimpses of human life in there. No other scene represents this better than a moment near the end of the film. The emotional climax, at least for me, when throughout the whole film, Michael's dad wants to hang out with his son, and Michael is always too busy to spend time with his dad, only to find that his dad dies at some point during his life. Michael begs Christopher Walken to see what his last moment with his dad was, the loving son and the cherished moment it could be, only to see his post-nut state taking over and belittling his dad in what would be the last glimpse of his own father. He keeps himself stuck in time. He uses the remote that's brought him so much pain to at least tell his father that he loves him.
I love you, son.
An empty remark from a ghost.
I love you, son. I love you, son.
Michael's ego initially drives him to believe that he can do everything he wants, deliberating what has worth and what is worth discarding in his life, his day-to-day. The most acclaimed films are always those that ask big questions. Click asks whether the mundanity of Michael's life is worth it. It asks the common man whether the little moments emburden the great moments, or if the great moments are built upon all the little mundanities of daily life. Hug your family, or your body pillow, because at the end of the day, you're doing all of this for somebody.